Right. Welcome to I Know It Sounds Crazy, but It's Me podcast. I'm the host, BBJ, and this is.
Angel.
And Brisha.
Let's get into this segment called Situational Antidote, where we pick a subject and tell our story about it. So the story that we're going to talk about today, guys, is when's the time that you either witnessed someone or you were the person that ran into something?
Me and BBJ had went to Florida, right? And we went to this place called Leaky Tiki Village. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're by a pool, living our best middle school going into high school lives. And there's a chair. Like, we're getting ready to go and there's a chair. And I'm like being dramatic about some story I'm telling, as I do. And I hit my toe. And it hurt. It was one of those iron chairs, like metal and heavy. And I hit my toe. And I'm like, ow, that hurt. So I walk away, you feel pain, you kind of walk away, get yourself together, and you come back. Why did I come back and hit my toe again? Then I had to walk away again because it hurt so bad. So this time I decided to approach the chair from a different angle. What did I do again? I hit my other toe, and it hurt so bad that we just got up and left the pool.
You ain't learned shit the first 2 times, huh?
Not at all.
I tried it different. I walked around the other side of the
Not
chair.
at all. Angel.
Okay, so I kind of think how am I going to do this? Because I'm actually not sure who the person was who hit into this thing. I think there was about 5 of us on a random Walmart trip. And we're walking, we're all talking, kikiing and gossiping, whatever. And the person who's holding the cart, which is normally me, which is why I found it weird that somebody else held the cart that day. But, ran into one of the almost like a kiosk of perfume bottles and knocked that whole shit down. And by the time she turned around to look, the other 4 people that was there had scurried the hell off. Like, it was like one of those cartoons where you could see the dust.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I had stopped, I was in the frozen food section. I was like, I don't even know where the fuck the rest of these people are. I don't know what happened. All I know is I saw a mess and I ran. I felt so bad for that person. That was my little, fall story.
That seems on brand for you.
Yeah, hey, trouble, I gotta get out.
You know who else be doing that? BBJ.
I'm not sure. BBJ, was it you who knocked into that?
It probably wasn't.
Okay.
I don't remember the story you just said. So I know it wasn't me. I don't remember because I usually remember when I knock things over and then walk away.
No, I was talking about just walking away from people.
Oh, yeah,
so,
we know.
My story, I got 2. And they all stem from middle school. One with Brisha and the others with another friend we know. So the first one I'm going to tell. So the one that they usually have on the school wall? Just in case for emergencies. She went straight into that, and it was the funniest thing ever because it was such a loud cling. Oh my god! Like, we were sitting there dying laughing. She was like, "That's not funny. My face hurts." That was even funnier because she said her face hurt. Like, that made it even funnier. The second story I'm about to tell, and Brisha is gonna get mad about it because she gets salty every single time. But it was the funniest thing ever, besides the chair thing.
Was this an all-you-can-eat spot?
Yes, it was.
Oh my god! I think I've heard about this story, but refresh my memory.
I got you. We're all at Cactus Lily's with my family for family dinner, and me and Brisha decides to go and get some plates. So Brisha and I were talking about something, and she starts flinging her arms. The same time she flings her arms, someone from the back in the kitchen comes out with a tray with like plates and cups, and them things are loud as hell when they drop. So they did it at the same time. It was like a movie scene. And at the same time they collided and Brisha knocked everything off and it went flying in the air and fell on the floor. The same time it went flying in the air, someone was already at the buffet table. Because that was the funniest thing ever. And my uncle walked up to me. He was like, you know you ain't right? You know you ain't right for that. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. But
well, we brand knew this person wasn't shit. So
I know what you're talking about.
That's why I said what I said.
Said person wasn't shit from the get-go.
So we're gonna go ahead and let our guest tell us her story as well. She's an international diva, a dancer extraordinaire, website genius, and we're gonna go ahead and introduce our guest, Sharia. So Sharia, today we are talking about what is a time you have witnessed someone or yourself run into something unexpectedly?
I ran like it could be a person or hell, I've ran into several walls and shit.
I don't know why you run into several walls, but okay, I'll ask that question later.
Well, like I said, I've ran into several walls. So, like times when I'm like pissed off or shit like that, I'll run into something because I like lose control. Like I'm blind with rage. So I'll just be like pissed, trying to walk away like I ended the conversation. Like, and then I just hit some shit and I just look dumb and I'm just like, okay, well, fuck it. Never mind. I just screwed myself over in the conversation. So I look dumb now.
I just want to know how mad you have to be in order to run into a wall.
Like super mad, like it could be like a heated debate, it could be like an emotional argument, and I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, and I just leave, and then I just hit boom, like I just run into like some wall or something, and I'm just standing there looking dumb, or internally I'm just trying to play it off and just walk away.
Most of the time, is this with your husband or is this with just people in general?
It's with my husband a little bit of the time. Mostly I'll just sit there and just like we'll go back and forth until we're tired of like talking about it. But like if it's me and my friend, like I'll walk away and be like, all right, you know what, fuck it, let me just come back to this conversation. I don't want to talk about this no more. And then I'll just go and hit the wall, and she'll be like, oh well, you look dumb. I'm like, oh well, you're dumb and fuck you and shit like that.
Any questions, guys?
No.
Either of y'all?
Nope.
So what was y'all times where y'all ran into something and unexpectedly
go ahead, Simone.
Well, basically, Brisha ended up knocking some stuff over when we went to Cactus Willie's, and I ran away. But that's what she's trying to get at.
No, tell it like how it's supposed to be told, because you're being dry right now.
Super.
Fine. We were walking through Cactus Willie's, and Tabrice was telling something dramatic. It was probably about that lady from Florida who got on my nerves when we were sitting in that ride. And she's like wailing her arms around, and at the same time she's doing it, someone's from the back is bringing dishes outside, and at the same time they collide into each other, and the dishes go up in the air and drop to the floor. And by the time they look back up, I was already at the buffet getting food. So, Therese, I don't understand why you so mad.
Cause you left. Like, you don't understand. I am in the whole restaurant is looking at me. And for just a little bit of support, I am looking for my one friend in this restaurant. And I turn
support,
and she
from
is not
BBJ?
there. She is out of there. She is just gone. And I'm sitting there like feeling alone and embarrassed. She thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. The waitress, she was so nice. She's like, it happens all the time. It's fine. And I'm still feeling bad. And embarrassed.
And Brisha know damn well it don't happen all the time. She tried to take some of the edge off, but Brisha's sitting there like, yeah, no, bitch, you lying. Now I'm upset, but I can't be upset because you're trying to be nice.
Oh, good times.
Good times. I love that story. It's one of my favorites.
It's one of mine too. That in the chair.
Oh, when she ran into the chair?
Yeah, when she ran into the chair 3 times. Sabrice didn't really tell the chair story, right? But it's fine.
How can I tell it right?
Because the chair
Well,
story
go
is
ahead,
funnier
go
the
ahead and
way.
tell it.
You're right. I'll go ahead and tell it because it's funnier the way I tell it. We're at the pool and we're looking at the pool. And Therese walks past the chair and hits her foot on the chair the first time. She's like, ow, that hurts. So I'm like, what are you doing? So then she was like, something, talking about something, and walks back and hits the chair again. So then she gets mad because she hits the chair twice now. So she sits down, gets up and walk away from the chair, ends up hitting the chair the third time. That mess had me crying. She got so mad at me that day because I was dying laughing that she tried to lock me out the room, but it didn't work. They opened the door for me.
How many times does Brisha embarrass herself, and how many times does BBJ
Just sit there and laugh?
dip the fuck off? Or you know what? How are y'all friends?
Exactly.
She don't even make sure that Brisha's okay.
She was fine. Like, first of all,
how would you know from the buffet
Brisha
table,
is extremely clumsy anyway. So you don't expect nothing but that from Brisha. Nothing but like clumsy things happen to Brisha.
You are terrible. And I hope you know this.
So, Shira, it's up to you if you want to, because this is season 2. I'm allowing guests to stay on for our next segment. It's up to them though. Do you want to stay on for the next segment where we'll be talking about the difference between men and boys?
Sure.
Okay.
What a topic today.
Right. Okay,
What
so we're going to go
topic
ahead and
today.
continue. Do anybody need a break?
No.
I need an alcoholic beverage.
Same.
I can't help
you
you
can
with
make
that
me one and bring it over here.
I can't help you with that one. Okay,
No
so
comment.
Brisha,
Yes.
bring it
Yeah.
over with what?
Sorry.
Right. Anyway, so special episode. Our guest is going to continue to Worded Minds today. Yay. So let's go ahead and get into the segment called Worded Minds, where we pick a word or phrase and discuss our definition of it. Today's word or phrase is men versus boys. What is y'all difference or definition of the difference between the two?
All right, so I guess I'm gonna kick this off.
Mm-hmm.
Men do what they have to do. Boys do what they want to do.
Okay.
That's my real take on
Snaps.
The whole thing.
men versus. Thank you. Like, they just be a lot of these guys out here, and boys have no age limit. I know some 60-year-old boys.
Mm.
Like, y'all too old for that shit.
Agree.
But like they just be doing whatever the hell they want to do, and then think, oh, somebody else is going to clean up the consequences. And this is everybody, and it's very prevalent in the Black community. But
Unfortunately.
I digress, and I'll let someone else take over. Let's hear everybody else's definition.
I agree with that. Like, definitely, there's a level of maturity you have to have, but you have to come to it like within yourself, like have that responsibility to, and accountability to take ownership of whatever the fuck you do. Don't be blaming others. Don't be just doing anything. So yeah, I mean, that really differentiates, a
man
boy from a man. Yeah, exactly.
A man versus a child, honey.
Exactly.
A man versus a child.
Not
There's
the
a lot of
in the
children.
background.
I didn't even mean to.
Not the
But topics hit home.
So I
Niggas-
agree. I agree.
Brisha?
Niggas just be wanting to, sit at home playing their video games all day. And, I have no problem with that, as I am a gamer.
Same.
But when your bill's not paid,
Yes.
honey, how we going to play this video game if the people who are evicting us is taking away our TV?
Facts.
Shit don't make sense.
Like,
Brisha,
I don't understand why. Yes, why people can't understand what it is to be a man, because like it's just
Can I
maturity.
answer that?
Sure.
I think, and this has always been my thought process, and Brisha, as soon as I say it, because I know your situation, you're going to agree with me. I think it has to do with the raising differences between raising a girl and raising a boy.
Yeah.
Because of the way that parents raise, girls are supposed to be, the responsible ones that take care of things, and they make sure, oh, you're not the one who's supposed to be sleeping around, but their little boy child can stick their little dick into anything that walks. Shit like that. Then there's the whole chores, oh, homie didn't do his chores, you get punished for 2 days. Let me not wash the dishes when I was younger. It was a month sentence. I couldn't do shit. The responsibility factor is not there for guys as it is for girls.
Double standards and all that.
Boom. Boom.
But
go ahead, Brisha. That's just my take on the reason why.
So basically, you're trying to say that
raised.
Responsibility is more instilled in the girls
women
when they're younger, and then when they grow up, they already know what they need to do.
How to
rather
deal.
than with men in general, little boys in general, they don't understand or know what to do because their mother is basically holding them back.
Mother and father.
Yeah, mother and father is basically holding them back from what they're supposed to do because they don't want to really put it in their system. Basically, that's what I'm getting from what you're saying.
And I don't know. Yes, pretty much. I don't know if that's a Caribbean thing, but I know in my household that is so prevalent. Like, the women run shit. They're the money makers. They're the cooks. They do all of the,
Mm-hmm.
And
everything
some of
to
these,
keep the house together and everything.
yeah. And then some of the people in my family, some of the guys in my family, half of them have hard times keeping a job. Half of them can't, you ask them to put out the trash and they looking at you like you got 2 heads. Now, Nick, if I take this back to your knees, then we have an issue. When I say take out, first of all, I shouldn't have to say take out the trash.
Angel, before you continue in your rant,
please let Brisha finish, because
go ahead and finish.
You know how this is building up in me.
We've had this conversation multiple times, so we're gonna go ahead and let Brisha go ahead and finish what she was gonna say. Go ahead.
Thank you, BBJ.
It's like we hold men to such a low standard that it's like, oh, all you gotta do is just pay the bills and just come home and just have a job. But like for us, it's like so many things that we have to do, and it's like, why? Like, why do we have to do all these things?
And it's funny because the consensus is the other way around. It's like, in order to keep a guy happy, you only have to do 3 things.
Right.
Well, under these 3 things, there's 18 different categories.
Right. I was going
all you have to do is cook, but you have to buy the food, clean the food, bake the food, prep, serve the plate, all of that shit.
Angel, I was going to actually stem from that and say, when in comparison, when you see boys on men, because sometimes it's just boys, men being in their feelings sometimes, and sometimes it's just boys acting as boys, posting up about how men are underappreciated or they're not valued unless they're providing. So how do you feel about those statements regarding towards men?
I feel like that's definitely a boy thing to do, because if you're not happy in your relationship, the first thing I'm not going to do is run and tell social media. If I feel unappreciated, I'm not going on social media. I'm going to attack the problem and figure out how we can fix it. You complaining is not going to change the problem. What you want to do is just find like-minded men so you guys can complain about women. That's all you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Twitter figures be doing numbers. Them Twitter figures.
Y'all be talking about
add on?
Yeah, I feel like boys, guys who do that in particular are just, not as evolved with their feelings enough to just, sort it out amongst themselves. Like, real men will just, move in silence, like real G's, of course. And I don't want to because I don't know what's copyrighted or not, but real G's move in silence, lasagna, but but apart from that, I just feel like men definitely just can carry their own and don't have to necessarily publicize everything. But boys will throw up a meme and try to make it funny, or throw subliminals when they're like, heartbroken, instead of just talking to, someone, whoever they care about, being honest with themselves, privately, and carrying on with it like that. So I feel like definitely there's a difference, and you could tell with the guy if they're a man or a boy. So that's just my take on it.
Okay. Interesting take here.
So I'm going to actually play devil advocate on the guy's behalf from what you just said.
Ooh.
And I feel like the reason why guys aren't able to actually handle their emotions and handle it because they're not taught.
That is
Guys
true.
aren't
I
taught
will
how
admit
to
that.
deal with emotions. You're just supposed to, keep
Yeah.
quiet, shut up, rub some dirt in it. Which I don't know who the hell came up with that because that just sounds like infection to me, but okay.
And I definitely agree. It is about how they were raised, because some guys are raised to definitely just whether it's keep it bottled in or act erratical, which is post it on social media and make it publicized. It definitely depends on the individual and the character of the individual. So I definitely can agree with that, but I think like I said before, it's the men who will just handle it amongst themselves, whether it's internally, whether it's sorting it out with a person, and the boys will just make it publicized and be erratical and messy and
Big clown energy.
Yeah, just big clown energy, just a lot of extra bullshit that they ain't gotta do. So yeah.
To stem from that point, I just want to know your top 5 signs of when you can tell it's a boy that you're dealing with rather than a man. Oh. Yes, it can be either fuck boy or regular boy. Either way,
it's a boy.
With your top 5, you can tell that you're dealing with a fuck boy or just a boy in general rather than a man. Number 1, toxicity. If you showing toxic behavior, you're already fuck boy or boy material, period. That's number 1.
Agree.
Verb, noun, adjective, you name it. Toxicity.
The ability not to function as an adult. And when I say that, I mean things that adults should automatically know to do will go back to the paying of the bills. Mm-hmm. Bruh, how are you 25, 35, 45 and you don't know that your bills are due? How is it that you got paid, you going for drinks and crabs?
I got one.
But you know your light bill is due and you in the dark for 2 weeks. Was those crabs worth it? Were they?
Now, this is a general statement that I'm about to say.
Go for it.
Female or male. If you do not have a bank account, whether
oh
it's
my
one
goodness,
of the fake
I was
ones
going to say that,
or anything like that, you are still considered as a child. Why are you a grown adult and you don't have a bank account yet? Please tell me this.
All of these traits that we're talking about.
Yes,
we're talking about men right now because we're all women and we like men, but all of these fit for women too.
Yes, it does.
Certain things. How is it that you don't know how to keep up your appearance as an adult? How is it that you can't, we want to go to somewhere.
We are not sexist at all. This is just a topic that we picked for today.
I love fans, okay? I love them.
Yes, you do.
Disclaimer.
Yum, yum, yum.
Why is it that, you don't know how to do certain things? Address accordingly. Why is it that we're at a 4 or 5 star restaurant and you think it's okay to put on some damn Timbs and a Nike sweatsuit?
Okay, let me say something to that. Not that I'm I'm not defending it,
but here comes the defense.
I just went through this with my fiance. You had a birthday party at Fogo de Chão, or however they pronounce it, and you have to look a little bit nice, and we're ready to go out, and I'm like, wait, we're going to Fogo. It's a nicer restaurant. You got to put something else on. He did not have anything nicer, just because.
Yes, but that was
when him and his family just never went out anywhere nice to have nicer clothes.
We're not saying he is a boy. He might have one or two.
I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but that might be
I never
one
would
or
have
two
thought
things.
of. I'm like, how doesn't someone not have clothes to go out?
Now we don't
into
blame
a nicer place?
him for that. We blame his parents for that.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, even if you know your child doesn't like to get dressed up or get gussied up or whatever word you want to use it, you would at least have at least 2 outfits for them to get dressed up in.
And then here's my question. What did you wear to any of your job interviews?
Right.
Mhm.
Because that's my next thing. Like, I've done positions of hiring when I've worked at some spas, and people would come in. If you're not wearing a spa uniform or like some scrubs, they would come in just regular ass or like club clothes.
Mhm.
Like this. Your back and ass is out. Why?
So that wasn't that number 3? That was number 3 or 4?
That was number 3, I think.
Okay, where's 4? Where's number 4?
Time management.
Okay,
If you as an adult, and this is again both for
That
both
is for both.
sexes,
that's for both.
time management. If you think that it's okay to, we got to go somewhere at 7:00, 6:30 hits, and you're still in the middle of your, I don't know, 2K match,
Mhm.
bruh. You're not about to make us late because you were playing a video game. Time management. And again, time management, you know that you have to go to work. Why are you getting, so high before work? Like, why would you allow yourself to do that?
Mhm. Or you have to go to work early in the morning and you still stay up till 2
Still
in the morning.
stay up till 2 in the morning and you got to get up at 6.
And
Then
know
you talk
you're not
about,
a
I'm not
morning
sure if
person.
I can do it. No, you knew that. Being an adult is applying, the knowledge that you have, the things that you have learned into real life situations every day. State like New York. What's stopping you? What's stopping you from going to Hershey Park? What's stopping you? Because you ain't heard nothing bad about that.
That's true. I mean, some dope boys don't know how to lead the stoop.
Yeah. That to me is childlike behavior.
Some people are still instilled in the streets and feel like their only way to stay alive is in the streets.
And that one is number 9. Living by the streets.
That is true.
Sir, if your cousins and your cousins' cousins and your uncles all died by the streets, why the fuck are you still going there?
You would have thought they would have learned from generation before.
Somebody should have fucking taught your dumb ass. Like, yeah, this is not.
To add that, I just want to say this: you do some people in that instance, though, even though they seen generations before all of that, they feel like, all right, that did happen, but they don't want to listen to that because they feel like they got to still do that grind.
I find that guys do this more than women. I have never in my life seen a woman do this. Listen to music like loud in a public place.
In a public place, you got you rapping hard on somebody else's lyrics on the fucking bus.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my pet peeves. That's what encouraged me to get a car. I can't stand that shit. What makes you think I want to hear? First of all, that's why headphones are. And you know what? The thing that really kills me is when it's almost like when they sag with a belt on. What the fuck is the purpose of your belt?
Yes.
What is the purpose of you having Beats headphones if you're going to hold the phone next to your face and rap somebody else's lyrics? Please tell me.
I don't
Someone
know.
help me.
So, all of those are great and amazing points. I'm just listening to y'all like just go on about it because I'm like, damn, this is one for me too. Damn, this is one for me too. But I just was thinking like, just having a different mindset. So I would say mindfulness, basically like tying in everything y'all was saying, like, are you mindful of your finances? Do you have a bank account? Like, do you pay your bills? Do you have the responsibility to do that? Mm-hmm. Do you have the mindfulness to know that you have loud ass headphones on and it's blasting loud and you're fucking embarrassing your girlfriend or your significant other fucking rapping that shit, all out
and
loud
lyrics be wrong.
Extra. And lyrics be wrong, and if you looking sloppy, why you wearing a belt and your pants are still sagging? Why are you just doing the most? Like, so I feel like the person has to be mindful and have some level of consciousness to understand what the hell they're doing. Yeah, common sense, mindfulness.
Girl, we've been past number 9.
What number we on then?
We're like at 11.
You know what? I'm gonna end the list right here because my next question is: do you feel like cheating is a boy-like behavior?
No.
I know plenty of hoes.
I think all men have like at least a few boy traits in them, but I don't think that would automatically make them boys. Now, cheating, it's a poor choice to do. If you're unhappy, just end it. I mean, it's not as easy as just ending it, but both parties have to be aware of what's going on. One can be like, oh, we're happily together, the other one's not. Like, if you guys are still together for whatever reason, but don't want to be together, that's one thing. You guys understand the situation that's going on. But
I'm going to tackle into what Brisha just said. I totally agree. Everybody has, a couple of behaviors that's considered still childlike. But that does not make them a complete child.
Right.
In order to be a child, in my mind, you have to have, let's say, out of 10 of the major ones.
Yeah, we just
you have to have 6. Like, so you're overwhelmingly more child than adult. Like, your mindset just is not there.
When you lose your childlike behavior, that's when you lose yourself anyway. So I don't expect anyone to lose the inner child in themselves, because without the inner child, that doesn't make us human.
You're boring. You're boring.
Yeah, basically, that too.
You're boring.
But it doesn't make us human.
You're not living
because now you're trying to. You're doing too much now. Like, come on now. Like, I know you want to have fun. I know you want to do this. Now you're doing the seriousness way too much. Like,
way too much.
Way too much.
You're not laughing at jokes that you used to laugh. Some of it is funny, and then some of it, you outgrew or whatever. But some things you shouldn't have to outgrow, and those aren't the things I feel like we're talking about today.
Yes,
I feel like if you have a couple of these, is it a childlike behavior to cheat? Yes. Does that make you a child? No. Some people do have weak moments.
Yes.
And I'm trust and believe. I promise you guys, I'm not excusing cheating, because I'm old school. If I find out you cheating, what's that Medea do? Grit ball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about to be some of that shit. But
I'm not even going to talk on that part.
You made a conscious decision to do that, and there's no, well, my zipper fell. Oh, my penis got hard and she fell. None of that bullshit. But, some of the other things, like, I can understand. And then I also understand, I feel like it is most important, especially when you're trying to find your significant other or talk to your significant other, if you meet their parents. A lot of their behaviors can be not so much dismissed, but more so understood or excused, because you can see where some of the things be like, yo, how don't you know this? And then you go to their parents,
right?
And they're like, Brazilian Mexicans, and I'm just going to leave that at that.
To piggyback off of that, I understand it completely, because someone I used to date used to always say, oh, this person was never in my life, and that and this and this and that, but they act just like that person.
Honey, it's the genetics.
Is it 100%?
You your daddy
genetic. Huh. Is it? Anyway, we're not even going to speak on it. But Shy, did you want to add on to this conversation?
Yeah, as far as cheating, of course it's like boyish, of course it's childish and it's immature. And especially when they, blaming this, that, or the other, it's childish to place blame and to not take responsibility for your actions. So, like I mentioned, just that mindfulness, not like common sense, like and right from wrong, but like being mindful of what the fuck you're doing and how it affects other people, etc., is basically just all I have to say about it. Like a whole consciousness about actions, cause and effect, stuff like that. So
I'm gonna piggyback off of you for that, and I think her whole thing really sums the word that she used, which was mindfulness, really sums up the whole boy versus man. Are you mindful to do all of these things? Do you have the thought process that can really understand why you need to do this? And it's like what I said before. If you have the thought process, if you know it's knowing what you have to do versus knowing what, you know, you want to do.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
it's like women see attractive men all the time. Women see attractive men all the time. They're doing, and you know, they're flirting with us back and forth, you know. But, and don't get me wrong, women cheat. Like I said before, I know hoes.
That is true.
But like, you have to have the mindfulness to be like, and that goes with men too. There are a lot of men who just will not mess up their relationship for a one night stand, and I'm proud of those type of men. I'm happy that there are those type of men, because I'm sure, like I said before, there are hoes that be throwing them pussy left and right, but they just be ducking and dodging because they don't want something, you know, meaningless. They know that what they have at home is better than what they could have out there.
Okay, so just to get off the seriousness of the conversation, we're gonna do a little game, you know, and we're gonna do this or that to kind of sum up our podcast for the day. So, which one, Idris or Will?
Why?
Who's gonna go first?
I'm gonna go Will, and here's why. Will's emotional state for me is a huge, you know, plus. On top of that, one of my best friends kind of looks like Idris, and I don't want to be thinking about him. Wow,
I can understand.
You know
that.
exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can understand that then.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Shout out Brett. What up, boo? You know, because we talk about that shit all the time. He's like, yo, he's a handsome looking dude. I'm like, shut the fuck up. But go ahead, girls. Go ahead, ladies. Sorry.
I can go. I would say Will too. Even though I'm like married, I would say Will too, but because I liked him in iRobot. First of all, I loved him in iRobot. But apart from that, I think he just carries himself well. I think his career is really good. Like, I love a person with a good career. He's got a fun personality. Idris does too, but the only thing about Idris I would like is just the accent, you know. And of course he looks nice, but I love a British accent.
That accent is hot. That accent is hot.
But I feel like I wouldn't have as much of a good time as I would with Will. With Idris, yeah. So I can agree on Will as well, because he's skydiving at 50. He's taking Jada,
living his best life,
and you know, he's doing a lot. So I like Will. He's a good time.
Okay.
Risha?
So for me, I can appreciate Idris's face, and I do understand that he is attractive. However,
wait, I don't like how you put that.
What?
You appreciate his face? How is that a compliment? Like,
I appreciate his face.
Yes. How is that a compliment?
I feel like he's attractive. Like, I do. You're gonna understand
she
what I'm
said
what
it in
I'm
a
saying.
very
You're gonna understand what I'm saying when I say it.
Okay, go ahead.
However, he reminds me of my dad, and I cannot get with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it just looks like too many people for us to pick him over anybody else, apparently.
Right. So that's why I said the way how I said it. So definitely I would go with Will. And also that whole situation with him and his wife, and that whole Alcina situation.
Yeah,
I think he handled it very well, because I think a lot of boys would have just blasted her, put all of their business, and he pretty much kept it together, and it wasn't even him that even brought it to like the red table. It was his wife.
Right.
She did that as a publicity stunt.
I mean, she did, but even he wanted to keep it to himself, which that could be a good thing or bad thing, but I don't know what's going on. Maybe they were getting therapy afterwards, and of course he wasn't. You know, we don't need to be in there. We don't need to know what they're doing.
Right. Okay. So
I kind of appreciated that. Also, he's he doesn't take himself too seriously.
You're right. Yeah, Idris does. So
okay.
And then his roles
choices
are very diverse. So he has funny movies, he has serious movies, he has action movies, you know, and he does He had a music career. I mean, he made some good songs. Let's not even front.
Yeah, he tried.
Let's not even front. He did.
He did.
Bangers.
He had a good too. Okay, so it's a unanimous vote for Will. Okay.
Is that who you chose as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I need someone goofy. I can't get nobody serious. I'm already goofy. I need someone else goofy with me. Cause you being serious, I'm just gonna be the asshole to you.
Hell.
Yeah, we I need somebody to laugh with me because we can laugh at the stupid things together. All right, my next one is Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy.
Chris Rock. Eddie Murphy seems like an asshole. First of all, wait. Y'all know Scary Spice?
Yeah.
No.
Y'all know the relationship with
Mel
him and
B.
Scary Spice?
Mel B.
No.
Okay, so make a long story short, him and Mel B got together. Mel B got pregnant, and Eddie Murphy dogged this woman out. Say that that wasn't his child. It's not her. I don't want to be with her. Turns out the child was his. And ever since I learned that, he just seemed like an asshole. So no, Chris Rock.
Well, I guess that changed my answer because I didn't know that about him. I always thought Eddie was funny as shit. Like Chris Rock is funny too, but Eddie really could make me like bust a gut fucking laughing.
Oh, hold on, Angel. Did you see Delirious?
No, what's that?
With Eddie Murphy? Okay, so this is a joke that just keeps on living in my head. It's homophobic, but it's funny. He has on this tight leather red suit, right?
I've seen that before.
All right, see, do you know the joke I'm talking about?
Nope. Go
He was
for
basically
it.
talking about gay. He has to keep like walking back and forth so that way the gay people don't look at his butt because his butt gets really warm and gay people look.
I mean, it's funny that he made such a homophobic joke that's been caught several times with transgender people, doing some scrupulous things. But I digress again. Yep, Chris Rock. That just solidified my vote.
I think comedy-wise, of course, Eddie. But
Right.
as a human fucking being, Chris Rock. So, because like how I knew about the whole Mel B thing, and I knew about the whole Delirious thing, so I've been keeping up with Eddie. My dad used to have his like stand-up shows and shit like that, so I'm more familiar with Eddie than Chris Rock. Is kind of how I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris is just a more wholehearted person. I feel like some of his jokes aren't that funny, but comedy wise, Eddie, wholehearted person, Chris. So
And you, BBJ?
I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. It's a real toss-up for me, to tell you the truth. I think I would probably go with Chris Rock, though, only for the fact of I feel like me and him would have a good time. Eddie Murphy, I don't know. I don't like that mustache he be having sometimes.
Girl, you could just laugh that shit off in the sleep.
That's what I'm saying. He look like a light sleeper, though, so I ain't gonna be able to shade that off in the sleep.
Nope. What you can do is put a wax strip on.
Oh yeah, but he look like he fighting his sleep.
What the heck?
He's a millionaire. Right. I'm sure he got more than one room. But what's the next one?
Right. And it's Common or Marlon Wayne.
Common. She
didn't even think about it. She just was like,
which one is Marlon?
Hold on,
I mean, it doesn't matter because Common is just, Common.
It's just Common.
I love a bald head. This is Sharia speaking. Disclaimer. I love a bald head. Either long hair or a bald head. Like dreadlocks or like, I don't know what the fuck is a ponytail, man bun. I don't know. Or long or a bald head. Like The Rock, Common, Vin Diesel type, either one.
Yeah.
Either the extreme. Or, if
and that muscles.
Yeah.
And he just looked like he could get shit done.
Yes.
He looked like in the bedroom he will.
And Common is like an activist too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he be in Chicago, he be talking to congressmen and congresswomen, and he's just an advocate for the community, and he's just so well-rounded. And I just, And I love him in Just Right with Queen Latifah. So I just
Yes,
you know,
that is my movie.
I think it would be Marlon Wayans because, again, I feel like if me and Common got together, like that would actually happen. I feel like it would be a father-daughter dynamic, and that's not something that I want. I feel
That's
like
something that makes your pussy wet.
like, so I just wouldn't be into that. Like, I can appreciate what he does. I can appreciate his looks, but I wouldn't go. And then Marlon, he's funny. Like, who wouldn't just sit up there and just laugh at your partner all day?
Okay, Angel, you already
This
said
one's-
Common, right?
This one's a hard one for me because I had a crush on. I always get them confused, the Wayne brothers,
same.
Okay.
when I was younger.
I
Hell,
can't get
both
White
of them.
Chicks out of my head either. So I really can't. No, I can't see them any other way.
So you said
But-
Marlon?
I'm not. No, because he was in something. Common was in something with. Was it Beauty Shop, Barber Shop? One of the shops.
It was the one with Queen
Recently?
Latifah. That's just right. What she was talking about.
No,
No,
Barbershop
she-
3. Probably
Oh.
when Nicki Minaj was in there. Or something
Yes,
like
that one.
Oh, see, I ain't see that one.
And he just did it for me. You know what? What is that French term? Ménage à trois? Is that, is that-
That's it. That's
I,
it.
I picked that. I picked that. That one's too hard of a choice for me.
Okay.
And you?
It's Common. Like I don't have a fetish for bald head, but Common, he did the trick for me in Just Right. Like Just Right is my movie. I loved him in Just Right.
So good.
And off of that movie, period, that's my man right there. That's my man right there.
Chris
Chris?
Brown and Trey Songz.
Or Trey, you already knew what I was going to ask.
Okay, so that one is that one is a very obvious one. All right, so question: do I have to listen to them sing?
Yes.
Chris
They
Brown,
sing
man.
while they're performing.
I don't care if he beat the hell out of
Understandable.
Rihanna.
Oh
Honestly,
my God. Allegedly, no, if I say allegedly, hell no, he did. So we already know that.
I know Caribbean women, and I know Rihanna was probably beating the fur out of that nigga beforehand.
Not the fur.
Yo, honey, you know how they are.
I
But
think. Oh,
Trey is fine as all hell, but to have to listen to him sing is a pain in my ass. So no.
I think Trey Songz. So I'll go the opposite way. I like Chris Brown, of course. He is more talented. Yes. But I
Mhm.
think, Trey Songz look good. And, I like his I like that song Last Time, this is the last time. I like that, And I like Slow Motion. I like that too. So I choose Trey.
You have to pick.
Do you like neither?
It's not that I don't like them. Like, again, I can appreciate their music,
Yeah.
but you ever see somebody that's like so good looking that it's like almost a turn off?
Never in the history of
Okay.
ever.
I know that doesn't make sense, but like,
I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I understand it.
so
But then
it's
I
just
also
like,
have a
this-
ridiculously high opinion of myself. So it's
And
like,
it's just- I
even though
just feel
they're
like it's
super
just
good
gonna be
looking,
so
I
many
always feel like I'm
people.
in their league.
I feel like there's gonna be so many people like trying to get at them, and then so much things I have to deal with, and I'm like,
We didn't say Mary, did we?
Care.
No, you just said which one.
Which
But
one? So
he's
spit.
famous.
This is this or that.
And he's a musician. He's young and he's black. So
Are you talking about Trey?
She could be talking about
I'm
both
talking
of them
about both
because
of them.
That- Okay. Trey got
Trey
one
Songz has
kid.
one child. I'd rather take the one child than two kids. So we're going Trey Songz.
I mean, you're not marrying or getting in a relationship with them. What if it was just a one night stand?
Right.
I guess. But Chris Brown be doing some crackhead things, so
Yeah.
I got one another, but it's gonna be the bad ones because it's gonna be
Oh,
funny to see
God.
which one y'all gonna pick. All right.
Jump off the building.
No, you gotta
If you
pick
say
one.
Little Wayne and anybody, who's the other person?
Kodak.
Really? Lil Wayne? No.
I knew she was.
No,
I knew
Kodak.
she was going to choose some fuck shit,
okay. Hear me out. Hear me
This
out.
cannot be this cannot be the last. No.
right?
Lil Wayne does have intelligence. He just chooses to do the wrong thing. I just feel like Kodak Black is just stupid.
Well, I would choose Little Wayne only because of the fact Kodak Black said out of his mouth that he wouldn't date a dark skin girl.
For real?
Like
That
that
was
shit.
another thing
yes.
Chris Brown said.
Huh?
That's another thing Chris Brown said. Like he had a whole thing about dark skinned women that he doesn't
Alright,
like
so-
support them.
And Lil Wayne is
then
a
he had to
colorist
go
too.
to Jamie
so-
Foxx's sister that's dark skinned and take a picture with her to pretend like, oh, I like dark skinned women. That's what he does.
See, here's my problem with that, right? Even though Chris Brown said that, he's light skinned. How can you, as another dark skinned person, say that you don't like dark skinned people?
Right.
Like that, and to me, is just like an insult on top of an insult. If you're light skinned and you only like light skinned people, I guess like I can kind of a little bit more understand. You know, at least you like yourself. But I couldn't be with somebody who's dark skinned that does not like themselves because you don't find dark skinned people attractive.
Mhm.
And I've always had, that's my big problem with interracial dating as far as with black men. Because when you talk about why they like white women, it's always because
It's always
black women
hate
ain't
on
shit.
black women, not because I just like white women.
I just like
because
white
they-
women. I
No,
like their hair. I
hate-
like the way they smell. I like the
hate
way they
black
move.
women.
It's never because of what the white woman is doing. It's always because of what the black female has done to him in the past. You ask a black woman what she likes about him, it's how he treats me, you know? It's that type of difference. But yeah, it's to me, I can't, no. Kodak Black is a dead no. And from that little phone incident where he dropped his phone and his little wee wee was in the
What?
camera.
For real?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Mhm. I'm pretty sure that was him where he was on Instagram and the phone slipped while he was in the shower and his little wee wee was in the
yeah. Okay, I remember.
was in the picture and he was all mad and shit. Yeah, I'd be mad too if that shit was that damn small. And now everybody got a peek at your little winky, not bigger than your fucking nose.
Well,
Shy, you already picked, right?
yeah, like Lil Wayne, because of Kodak Black's colorist comment. I am of the light-skinned people, and I don't particularly want his ass. And nor should he be, knocking women of a darker tone or spewing that hate and carrying that shit on. If anything, you're supposed to be empowering all black women.
Right.
Then don't just pick and choose. Like, let's not go back in time and be those type of people who were like, within our race, we're having a type of separation with one another still, and they're still.
I can't imagine his mama is any lighter than his black ass.
Exactly.
So how do
shouldn't
you say things like that?
Right. So yeah, Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne has poor choices. We all know how. We all know why.
Them dreads is a terrible choice. But
And,
continue on.
yeah, him and on.
I would date Wayne before the lean got serious.
Yeah, before
That's
that
what I
syrup.
think.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't find any, to be quite honest, I didn't find any stage of Wayne to be attractive. But
I
since you
didn't
put
either,
him
but-
He was
against,
like mildly attractive in like the Carter 3. He was like mildly attractive.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. At the beginning stage, he was alright.
to me,
but
you put
now-
him against the worst person that he could have possibly. That's like it would have been like a choice between him and Flavor Flav. Like, okay,
See, I couldn't think of another worse person. All right, and this is the last one, and it's gonna be a good one. You ready? Safari or The Game?
Who in the game?
The one that used to date Nikki and The Game.
That's what I'm saying.
Like of all people, that's so random.
Safari.
I feel.
I just wanted. I had to do my research real quick and make sure that was the same person I was thinking of. And yes,
I knew
Safari.
you were
Safari.
The thing is, I don't know what Safari is famous for besides being with
Nicki
Nicki.
Minaj's boyfriend. Yeah.
That's
It's-
it.
It's a couple other things, but
And those pictures, honey.
Oh.
Look them up. Look him up,
I'm
and
a
then
little
put the
busy.
word. Then put the word naked next to his name.
I just don't like the game. So Safari.
I
No,
find him
the
attractive.
game is fine. The game is fine. But she put him up against a real heavy hitter, huh? And heavy he does hit.
What is your choice? Safari too, or no?
I don't know. It's such a it's such a because I like
I
the
don't want to choose
muscles.
either, but I guess Safari.
I like the muscles on Game, but I
Mm.
like the pictures on Safari.
I like the muscles on Safari too, though. Like he's ripped.
He is ripped. It's just
The
I
game
don't
got
know,
that
some-
thick boy swag
Yeah.
about him.
yeah he he got something different going about him. But I don't know. I might have to do a menage a trois like Angel did.
Yeah, because sometimes the choices be too damn hard, honey. Miguel and Bruno Mars.
Miguel.
In a heartbeat,
Yeah,
Miguel.
definitely
Because
Miguel.
Bruno Mars is what?
Bruno Mars
Yeah,
looks
he's
like
a
he would
rapper.
be.
To
He would be somebody who I would marry
Safari's a
because
rapper.
he's good for marriage.
I just
Yeah, Bruno
confuse them
definitely is.
two together sometimes. Is that sad? Is that
Bruno definitely is marriage type.
He's definitely, if he proposed to me in a heartbeat, yes.
And Miguel is definitely sneaky link type.
Miguel can get it on the top of the roof. You can tell it on the top of the car, you know. He's just
Anyway.
that type. But
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I know we can go all night long if we wanted to. So I would like to thank our guests for continuing on with the conversation with us today.
hello?
thank you.
And I'd
You're
like
welcome.
to thank our listeners as well. Please like and share with other people and let us know what ideas you would like to hear us talk about on the next episode. Thank you again and see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.